What's good, ladies and gents? We are back with another workout, chest and triceps today. You can see we're starting off with some dips, but they are not weighted today. This is actually the first working set. We was doing a higher frequency than normal. Usually when I do my dips, we're in that 8 to 10 rep range. Today we were going all the way up to 20 dips. As I said in the previous videos, I want to switch it up. It's not always about muscular strength. You always want to, do some muscular endurance as well. So we just drop the weight or take the weight off completely, and we just make sure that we're getting that muscular endurance in as well. So 20 dips was a tough one. I actually didn't do 20 dips consistently for every single set. I think it was 20, then it was like 18, and then I think the last two were 15. So I did 4 sets in total, and then you can see my setup: 2 chairs and then bricks on either side to brace the chairs. I've got my what are they called, my gloves with the wrist straps, just make sure my wrists stay in place and nothing, no injuries, nothing like that. Really help. So yes, we started off with these and it felt pretty good actually. It was a nice change, a nice switch up. Have fun with your workouts. Don't get stuck in the same routine over and over. Of course, have a plan, follow the plan, but don't let things get too tedious, man. It's supposed to be fun at the same time. As much as it's hard work, it's difficult and whatever, but it's supposed to be fun. You're supposed to experiment, you're supposed to try different things, see how they work, see how your body reacts to it at the end of the day. So yeah, we're just working through these 4 sets, man. And that was it really. Of course, I always starting off with the dips. I like to start off with the hardest exercises first, or the ones that involve the most muscle groups working at the same time. So obviously when you're doing your dips, you've got your chest, you've got your shoulders, you've got your triceps, even got a bit of forearms in there because you're having to squeeze the dip bars, and obviously the core to brace the whole movement. So that's what I like to do. I don't like to start off with isolation exercises. Some people do, but for me, compound movements are a lot better. And they call this the upper body squat for a reason, because it's engaging so many different muscle groups. Every set I try to go below or at 90 degrees, and that's just me, man. And then we got the pseudo planche push-ups, working on these still, trying to maintain that lean forward. That's one big thing for me, trying to keep the protraction in the back throughout the whole movement and the lean forward. I think that's probably the 2 most difficult parts about the pseudo planche push-up, but we're making progress. We're still working at about 10 reps, or actually no, I think I got about 12 reps on a couple sets, but we're still working, still trying to improve it, still trying to master the movement. To be honest, it's all about mastering the movement, and it looks easier than what it is, but maintaining that lean forward while pressing up and down is not an easy feat. And it can easily, you can easily forget about the lean forward because you're focusing on pushing yourself away from the floor. So there's a lot going on in this, and again, it's great for your shoulders, great for your chest, and the triceps are involved as well. But you also have to be very mindful of what your core is doing, because it is very easy, to let your hip sag during this one. So, if you haven't tried before, give them a go. Be easy on yourself. You're not going to be great to start off with. That's just how it is, and you might have to keep readjusting. As you can see, I clearly try to readjust my feet while I feel that the movement is off, and it's just being about being aware of your body and your body placement. So we did 4 sets of these. Again, 10 reps was the minimum. Anything above that was great. I wasn't aiming for 10, but if I was struggling, I'd be no, minimum 10, of course. Then we got into some arches, and these gloves really didn't help with the arches because it was a bit slippery on the floor. So you're going to see me switch to a different pair of gloves if you're wondering why. Some people wonder why I switched it, but yeah, these arches were nice to do, man. Get the isolation on one side of the body. I would have stuck my arm out more on this set, but the gloves wasn't allowing me to do so. So I had to kind of keep my arm bent. I usually like my arm a bit more straighter when I'm doing arches, and just focuses on bringing myself down and then pushing back up through as cleanly as possible. Now I know there's many ways you can do arches, well, 2 ways really. You can either alternate sides or just work on one side at a time. Right now I'm just working on one side at a time. Before I used to alternate sides in between, but this is how I'm doing it right now. I don't know if there's any sort of benefit of doing either way, but this is what I'm just doing right now. And as you can see, now I'm able to get a bit more lower because the gloves are holding me in place. And these ain't no special gloves, I just literally got them from a construction shop. They wasn't even expensive really, but they have a good amount of grip on them to just hold me in place. So if you're doing it on carpet, you may not have a lot of problems, or even outside, but this floor is kind of slippery, so I have to use gloves to just hold myself in the position that I want to be in. And again, this is another one of those movements where there's quite a lot going on. You're having to brace your core, making sure you're getting down to, or getting your shoulder down to your hand, keeping that arm outstretched, and also focuses on your breathing. It's very easy to hold your breath in these movements, and that's obviously going to lower your rep count because there's not enough oxygen going around your body. So remember to breathe. I used to be terrible at remembering to breathe during sets, and then if I was working with someone, like, yo, breathe. Well, so now I kind of more mindful of breath, proper in and out, inhalation, exhalation, while I'm doing the workouts. And then we moved on to some isolation movements. So obviously we got a tricep kickback. I started off with a red band, found it was a bit too easy, so you're gonna see me switch to a heavier band after the first set. But these were nice to give the triceps a bit more extra work. Again, I always say isolation exercises are really for more aesthetic reasons rather than actually being functional. That's what I just find with these sort of movements. But these were nice, man. I'm trying to get that good stretch out at the back, control the band, don't let the movement control you. And I haven't done these in a while, to be honest, tricep kickbacks. Usually I'll do like a push down or an extension. So it was nice again to switch it up. And this angle, you're gonna see the proper contraction of the tricep. So really getting that horseshoe shape on the back of your arm, maintaining that lean over when you're doing it, and then just try to like push as much as you can. And as you can see, as I'm fatiguing, I'm struggling to kind of hold the top movement, but it's all good, man. That's what we're here for. We're here to fatigue the muscles. Then we just moved into some normal push-ups with the resistance band over the back, just to fatigue the chest even more, the triceps even more, obviously everything that's involved. And we did about 10 reps of these, man, and at this point my chest was feeling it. Like you can see in the next one, you're gonna see my chest better, the contraction that's going on in my chest when I count the top. Like, yeah, you see the striations, you see the contraction, really working that chest at the top. That's what I like to look out, because I feel like I can squeeze my chest together at the top rather than stop halfway or kind of bounce with the movement. I like to get that squeeze at the top, bring myself all the way down for a quick pause down the bottom, and then we just explode back up, man. If you haven't got a resistance band, please invest, especially if you're doing home workouts. They will allow you to progress when things become too easy, because obviously if you're doing like 30-40 push-ups, man, you might want to progress with a resistance band. And then these were just for fun, just some weighted push-ups. I put the band across my shoulders, got the dumbbell, and this was just like a last minute burnout, nothing too crazy. And just for fun, really get a bit more depth in the push-up and just challenge myself. But I hope you enjoy watching. Make sure you like, you comment, and subscribe.